So, there was supposed to be the usual intro, but honestly, I'm shocked by what I saw. So today you'll learn why lions hate the moon, how slavery has consumed the ant world, and why herbivores sometimes become predators. Let's go. Every animal has its own habits and behaviors that everyone is used to. Bears can catch fish, meerkats stand funny on their hind legs, sheep eat grass, and herons devour ducklings. Wait, what? What? Oh God, spit it out in his mouth.
It's in his mouth, it's all the way in. Look at that.
Many birds look completely harmless and don't look like predators at all. Ducks, for example, they eat insects, small crustaceans, plant stems and seeds, plus they're happy to snack on bread, some cereal, vegetables, or frogs.
Oh my gosh, she's got the frog in her mouth! Don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it!
Damn, nature, you scary!
Frogs aren't usually on a duck's menu, but their meat is nutritious. And who in the animal world would turn down a hearty meal? It certainly looks scary. And while a duck nonchalantly snacks on a captured frog,
Give me the frog. Give me the frog. It's too big to eat. You're gonna choke.
its own babies can fall prey to a heron. These wading birds usually eat fish or frogs, but occasionally may diversify their diet with small mammals or birds. A heron is able to swallow a duckling whole and will certainly not feel guilty about eating its congeners. In the wild, only the strongest survive. Maybe there's something we just don't know. I mean, what if the ducks and others are just in the process of becoming full-fledged, ferocious predators? Not so surprising to anyone who's seen the beak of the most common goose from the inside out. Why would someone who considers itself a herbivore have a mouth like a horror movie monster and such an appetite?
Don't eat it, don't eat it, don't eat it.
Oh, can they even digest that? There must be some rules for the stomach.
Nope, the frog is gone. The frog is now lunch for the duck.
Well, in fact, apparently herbivorous animals can sometimes eat meat, and not just ducks. Cows will gladly snack on other animals if they get access to them. Well, what are they doing lying around doing nothing? Deer love to eat birds, fish, rabbits, and sometimes, rumor has it, even other deer. Bird eggs are on the menu too, along with squirrels. And that's one of the most shocking things I've learned in my life. Are you okay, nature?
Damn, nature, you scary!
Because, you know, all of a sudden I look at those cute videos of ducks sharing their food with fish differently. Maybe they're just fattening them up. Got that. You really got it. Got it. Never mind. No one will believe you anyway. But just imagine how hurtful that is to be a hare or some bird that builds nests on the ground, to be afraid of foxes and ferrets all your life and end up being eaten by a cow. That's a shame for the rest of your life, but a rather short life. Titicaca water frogs, on the other hand, have had to suffer the injustice of nature almost from the moment they were born. At some point, nature apparently decided that this frog wouldn't breathe like most of its relatives. Maybe there were too many amphibians on land anyway, so nature thought, put it underwater for good. That's right, and take away the lungs and let it be wrinkled to make people have inappropriate associations.
No, God! No!
The lungs themselves, it seems, remained. But still, frogs can't use them properly because of their size. Instead, water frogs breathe through their skin, which absorbs oxygen from the water like huge gills. The greater the water flow, the deeper you can breathe. Frogs very rarely rise to the surface. Scientists aren't at all sure this happens in the wild because frogs spend time at the bottom and are rarely seen by anyone shy, I guess. Water frogs live in the Lake Titicaca Basin, though they breed successfully in captivity. People have been trying to save them from extinction for years. No one wants them to repeat the fate of the gastric brooding frogs. These unique creatures were endemic of Australia, found in only a couple of rainforest areas of less than 772 square miles. For animals, such an area was nothing. The gastric brooding frogs were no different from their neighbors, except for one detail. They carried their babies in their stomachs. Of course, they had to stop eating and secrete gastric juice in order to avoid accidentally digesting their young. But that's not why the gastric brooding frogs disappeared at all. As I said, they were only found in a couple of regions with not that much area. Plus, they were closely connected to streams, and when people started deforesting and a dangerous fungus somehow got into the water, the frogs couldn't just pack up and move somewhere else. Nature created them special. It tied them to a very limited area and thus killed them. Good news is that scientists are going to clone gastric brooding frogs as part of the Lazarus Project. Bad news? Well, so far they're not very good at it. But let's take our minds off the poor, endangered amphibians and look at those whom nature has made kings of beasts. Well, nature or Disney. There's no way to tell for sure. The 1994 cartoon was a fantastic success and made the whole world suddenly interested in savanna animals. Of course, many things weren't shown very accurately. The hyenas, for instance, accidentally lost their sharp front teeth because in the reserve where the animators went for inspiration, hyenas had chipped teeth for safety. But with the lions, it's easier. But there's a fact that simply couldn't be added to the cartoon because no one would have believed it. Lions are werewolves in reverse. Were-lions. Well, the full moon makes the lion starve. Yes, a celestial body that's about 238,855 miles from Earth literally affects their eating behavior. And it's not a myth. When the nights are brighter, it's harder for lions to get close to their prey, so they have to limit themselves to scavenging or hunting during the day, even though they terribly dislike it. But when the new moon arrives, the predators can simply disappear into the darkness. There's just one problem. During this period, they're like werewolves in reverse. They just start attacking everyone. They go into berserk mode in Tanzania. Between 1988 and 2009, lions attacked more than 1,000 people. About 2/3 were eaten. And guess which phase of the lunar cycle the predators most often attacked? That's right. However, if I were asked to single out an animal that nature's treated particularly cruelly, the first place winner wouldn't be lions. They're alright, really, because there is a creature in the world that evolution has forced into endless push-ups.
Breathe. Work your core.
And I don't mean people obsessed with training. They can stop. Annalise can't. 4 species of male Jamaican lizards are forced to do push-ups every day, especially in the morning and evening, and they never miss a single cycle because that's how they claim their territory. They could have just put up a sign. Other creatures, from birds to reptiles and primates, have been known to mark sunrise and sunset with sounds. But none of them would ever think to start doing push-ups. That would be quite strange. Female Annalise takes small territories. The males occupy larger ones, where they have access to several females. They can spend most of their time sitting on tree trunks and doing gymnastics to alert other males. Hey, this place is occupied. Don't even think about it. This way, they show they're in great physical shape and can handle anyone who tries to take their territory, and females. I don't know, don't you think a lizard tired of endless push-ups would be easier prey for a predator? Try squatting to the point of exhaustion all day, then try jogging. Chances are your legs won't be thrilled. Now imagine that after a full day of training, you don't just have to run, you have to run from a lion, and there's a new moose.
Excuse me.
Okay, so let's face the obvious. Many things that happen in the animal world may seem strange to humans, but some look really cruel. All this hunting of defenseless cute babies, eating the victim alive, paralyzing substances, terrible diseases. Anyway, you get the idea. If you look at nature's actions from the perspective of human morality, it seems that people should do something about it all. Wild animals suffer too much, and yet we have the resources to help them manage disease and reduce populations. Sounds cool, huh? Well, no, if you ask scientists, they'll say the best thing a human being can do is not interfere. No matter how cruel the behavior of individual animals may seem, it's natural, and their aim is survival. Diseases most often regulate the population. Nature does just fine on its own, and any human intervention so far has ended badly. Global warming, destruction of habitat, adding new species where there shouldn't be any at all. Every time we get some kind of nonsense, I don't think we should interfere with processes that work without our involvement. The world of wildlife and human world are too different when it comes to morality. Any similarities aren't intentional. All coincidences are accidental and wait, what? Ant slavery? If ants hadn't appeared on the planet about 100 million years ago, I would think they had been watching humans too closely. The Amazon ants are incapable of caring for a brood, in part because of their sharp dagger-like mandibles. They also prevent the ants from doing normal things, and even eating, sort of like Edward Scissorhands from the insect world, only they don't have barbershops. For the colony of an Amazon ant to function, they have to recruit simple workers from among their forest or grassland congeners. However, these very relatives are usually against it, so the Amazon ants kidnap their larvae and raise them as their own. Even the creation of a new colony of Amazon ants is somehow humanly cruel. The queen sneaks into someone else's anthill, kills the mistress, and simply seizes power. And sometimes the old queen is kept alive until the ants accept the new one. Am I talking about the animal kingdom now, or Game of Thrones?
I'm going to kill the queen.
See you later.